us in a moment of silence for Miss Angela Bird, avid Generals football fan and supporter who recently passed away.
Hello everyone, welcome to Jackson County High School. This is PRTC. This is Jacob Bowling here with you, Hunter Carroll, Mark Sulfridge, TJ Isaacs, and Justin Lakes. We've just had a moment of silence for the late Angela Bird. Many of you know, local photographer around the county, and she loved Jackson County High School sports. We're here tonight with the Jackson County Generals facing off against the Lynn Camp Wildcats. Lynn Camp comes in with a record of 1-3, and Jackson County is looking for our first win with a record of 0-4. Hunter, what are we looking for tonight?
Jacob, one thing we're really looking for is the Generals just as a kind of confidence booster. As last few games have kind of got out of hand from the Generals, so we'd really like, for the Generals to be able to keep this one close and just battle and compete and try and play every play to the whistle, give all they got, 110%.
For our national anthem.
All right, guys, here is our national anthem by the Jackson County High School Band. The Generals come into tonight looking for their first win. I think it's sort of going to be an important early portion of this game, Hunter, maybe more so than normal. You definitely want to, if you're the Generals, get out to a fast start and get some good momentum building, especially after this tough stretch we've opened the season on.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot easier for the Generals to battle and compete, Jacob, if the game is one possession or closer. It seems like the last two games have really been blowouts and a running clock by the start of this third quarter. So it's one of those things you just, as a coach, you've got to try to believe and keep battling, because the longer and closer this thing is, the more effort you're going to be able to get from your kids. And no one likes to lose, and it's really hard, I guess, to try to keep that momentum and keep going after you're already down so many.
And there's one thing about it too with this team here for Jackson County. We've got a really young roster. Very few seniors on this roster, and some of the ones who are seniors on the roster maybe haven't played football in a year or two or ever even.
Oh yes, and then one thing too that I'd like to add is we've been doing this for several years now, and this is probably the most numbers-wise of kids I've seen participate in the program. And that's one thing with football is you really need a lot of numbers just so for your kids to be able to compete and kind of with that practice. If you've only got 20 kids on the roster, it's hard to do a live action scrimmage because you need 11 on each side of the field. So I give a big props to Coach Sizemore and his coaching staff just because of the number of kids we've got participating this year.
Yeah, that's right. You have to build interest in your program, and Coach Sizemore's done a really good job of that. And hopefully we'll start seeing some dividends to the hard work they've been putting in.
Yeah.
Jackson County is going to kick to Lynn Camp to begin the game, and this is going to be number 14 kicking downfield, Caden Bowman. Squibbed and dove on at about the 33-yard line by Lynn Camp, and they will start their first possession of the night there.
Yeah, and like you said, Jacob, I think this is kind of a real big possession for your Generals defense to try to come out and set that tone of to hit first and be aggressive. And like I said, obviously you want to try to shut Lynn Camp out, but that's probably not something that will happen. So you've got to be able to battle and take adversity for that.
Certainly, in football, maybe more so than any other sport, you've got so much time that things are going to go wrong, and how can you respond to that? Snap taken by number 7 and handed off up the middle to number 26, and he's up across midfield down to about the general 44-yard line. And that is Brody Lane, a senior from Lynn Camp. So he takes the first play of the game from the line of scrimmage, and Lynn Camp's already advanced into general territory. Lynn Camp back up to the line. Quarterback number 7, Peyton Wilson, under center. Here's the snap. Handoff wide right to number 3. And he's got a big hole on the back side. And he's finally going to be taken down at about the 15-yard line, it looks like, of the Generals.
Yeah, you had right there number 3 for the Generals, Copley, made a really good play and kind of busted it up. Just kind of came at the poor angle and not be able to take tackle, which turns in from being a tackle for a loss to 10, 15-yard gain.
Yeah, and really big tackle at the end of the play. Probably saved a touchdown because if that kid breaks that, there's nobody between him and the end zone. Wilson back under center. Here's the snap. This is going to be a handoff wide left to 3 again, and he's going to be tackled after about a 2-yard gain as he gets it down to the general 12-yard line.
Second down, Lynn Camp.
Seems like here in the early going, Jacob, that Lynn Camp's going to have kind of looks like a round and pound game tonight. They're really going to be run heavy with their offense, almost kind of running with a 3 running back set or maybe even 2 tight ends. It doesn't seem like that they've been looking to throw, but you just never know this early in the game.
Yeah, number 3, DJ Wren, who's received the last 2 handoffs for Lynn Camp. He's just a freshman. So you've got number 26 back in the backfield now, Brody Lane. Wilson takes the snap, and he hands straight off up the middle of the lane, and he's going to be tackled right there at the line of scrimmage by Noah Collett and a host of other Generals.
Really nice play there by Noah Collett, kind of blowing up that play before it even had to stop. A big third down right here. Obviously, you'd see I didn't see Lynn Camp have any kicking there in pregame, so this is obviously probably 4-down territory. So if you're Lynn Camp's coach, you've got probably your 2 best plays that you want to go to right here. Kind of big possession here for the Generals.
Yeah, if they could come up with a big stop here on these next couple of downs, it would be huge, especially considering how the drive started with Lynn Camp just marching it up the field. Peyton Wilson back behind center. He takes the snap, and he's going to hand off wide right to Wren, and he's going to be tackled after about a yard gain, maybe a half a yard.
Tackle made by number 78, Andrew Jones.
Really nice there by the Generals. Seems like almost might have been a few jitters on those first 2 plays. 4th down here, big play. We'd really like to see get them off the field here, kind of break that stop.
Yeah, and this could be the exact momentum that Coach Sizemore and the Generals need to sort of kickstart things here for them. Come up with a big stop here on 4th down.
Seems like we've got a little confusion here with the refs and Lynn Camp's coach over there. It seemed the head coach.
Yeah, not exactly sure what's going on over there. It looked originally like Lynn Camp maybe had a player that was a little addled, and I'm not sure really what's happened here since. Back to the huddles, Peyton Wilson. Apparently they got it figured out over there. So he's back here to the huddle, and he's getting ready to take the snap.
Seems like the Generals are really kind of pressing the box right now.
And this is going to be a quarterback keeper by number 7, and he's going to be stopped by number 88, Devin Truesdale, with a really nice tackle for them to force the turnover on downs.
Yeah, nice play there by the senior Devin Truesdale.
Devin come in, and he sort of read that quarterback keep from the snap, and he was able to stop Lane Camp's quarterback after just a yard or two gains. So really, Jackson County's going to take over here.
Really like that play call too by Lynn Camp, just because it seemed they'd kind of been running it up the middle last two there, and then tried to get away with the naked bootleg, but the Generals were all over it. So nice play call by the offense, but better play by the defense.
All right, so in for the Generals, and the snap is taken, fumbled originally on the snap. He recovers, and he's actually going to make a positive gain out of it, as it looks like he's
number 18, Ethan Wilson.
He's advanced it up to about the 20.
5-yard gain on the play.
15.
5-yard, nice little 5-yard gain there. And props too to Coach Sizemore. I think number 10, Hayden Lake, started the year's quarterback. But started out 0-4. Kind of seems like the offense really couldn't get anything going. So it was time to just try to make a change, and we'll see if that change helps the Generals tonight.
And Ethan's one of their most explosive athletes, and so I think anytime you can design the play game script to get the ball in his hands more, that benefits you.
Yes.
Pitch to Collett going down the left-hand side. He's down, breaking past the 30, down to about the 32-yard line, as he's going to pick up a first down.
Nice first down run there. And, speaking of explosive athletes, that's probably one of your second most explosive athlete, a really good playmaker, Noah Collett, kind of a younger, I believe he's a sophomore, kind of someone for the Generals to be able to build on in the future moving forward.
Yeah, Noah's tough to bring down when he gets the ball. He's a really strong ball carrier, really strong lower body. So he's pretty effective running the ball if we can seal the edges for him.
Yeah, Noah's very, very athletic. I think he's one of the few three-sport athletes, plays football, basketball, and baseball for the Generals.
Snap taken by Wilson. He's going to hand straight back up the middle to Collett, who's going to pick up about 4 more as he advances it to the 37.
5-yard gain.
Really liking too, Jacob, this Generals offense starting out in the gun, kind of giving our playmakers almost a running start on the offense. Even if Lynn Camp was to blow up in the backfield, you kind of got that running momentum to try and lower your shoulder, pick up a few yards. Seems like, too, the Generals not really trying to look for that home run ball, really just kind of looking for that chipping away, trying to outlast the defense, just 5 yards here, 5 yards there.
Yeah, and I think anytime you can take the ball out of the shotgun, that helps your offensive line, because, it's 3-4 yards deeper that your quarterback and playmakers have before they have to worry about seeing contact. Jackson County is going to take a timeout, and we're going to with them. We'll be right back with some more Jackson County High School General Football.
Not enough power? Not okay. Weak Wi-Fi? Also not okay. These days, your home's got Wi-Fi connected gadgets and devices here, there, everywhere, and they all use more and more Wi-Fi until Luckily, an easy upgrade to PRTC fast, reliable internet with GigaSpire whole home Wi-Fi makes it all okay. Call or visit PRTC online for a great upgrade offer today. Not enough power? Not okay. Weak Wi-Fi? Also not okay. It's been a tough year, and PRTC is here to help by providing the affordable connectivity program to qualifying customers. If anyone in your household qualifies for certain government benefits, PRTC may be able to reduce your current broadband bill by up to $30 a month, one discount per household. Visit acpbenefit.org to learn more and see if you qualify. PRTC, keeping you connected.
All right, welcome back. The Generals have just taken the snap, and this is a quarterback keeper for Wilson, and it's going to go for a big loss as he's tackled back behind right at the 30-yard line. The line judge marks it, and it's going to be third down and about 12 yards for the Generals.
Yeah, it really kind of looked like there that maybe the Generals were going for a play-action pass, but Lynn did a really good job at blowing up the play before it even happened, and was able to get pressure on our quarterback, and then was able to get the sack.
So a big third down here for the Generals is you would like to see some positive gain here. Give yourself a chance to go for it on fourth down. Wilson takes the snap, hands off to Collett, going around the edge on the left side, and he is going to pick up about 2.5. And it's going to be fourth down and about a long 9 for the Generals incoming.
Fourth down.
Interested in seeing what's happening here. There's a lot of substitutions. Looks like maybe they're going to punt the ball.
Looks like the punt unit's going to come on for this.
A lot of confusion going on here for the Generals as two try to come on and back off. And it is Wilson back in punt formation. Takes the snap and he kicks it downfield. Low line drive kick. Bounces at the 40 and hits rolling all the way down to the Lynn 30-yard line. And it's going to be down there by number 3, Jacob Copley.
Really, ball kind of seemed almost like a very bad punt there at the start, Jacob, but we seen took a nice little general bounce there for him to kind of put Lynn Camp a little further back.
Yeah, it certainly did. Typically, you like to see those punts really high, and but that was sort of what they call the rugby-style punt, low, and got a lot of general roll.
Yep. And again, Generals had some nice movement there. Had the one negative play, kind of really couldn't get out of that to make it third and long. However, I thought the defense did a really good job after giving up the first 2 big plays. So I'd like to see the Generals maybe try and force a quick 3-and-out right here and let the Generals get the ball back.
So Lynn Camp's got it back now at their own 30-yard line. Peyton Wilson under center. He takes the snap and he's going to hand off left to number 26. Breaks back right-handed, and he's going to pick up about 9 on the play before he's finally brought down.
And we're going to add 15 more to that for unnecessary roughness if I was betting.
So there is a flag on the play, and I'm with you, Hunter. I imagine, personal foul.
I believe it was on number 77, I believe. Kind of just a little extra chip there after the whistle.
That's the kind of stuff when you're really struggling, Hunter. You can't afford to have those kind of plays.
Yeah, you can't really beat yourself, and that's one of those situations. So something like that, you're going to put yourself in a position to fail.
You're talking about they had a nice run play anyway. They have 9, and then you tack on 15, and now they're already on the 46-yard line in your territory.
Yeah. However, the Generals did seem like they had the bend, don't break momentum, or I guess attitude there on the first drive. So, hopefully the Generals can do that as well and don't let that one mistake turn into 6 points.
Yeah, certainly. Lynn Camp marched down the field the first 3 to 4 plays in their first possession, and then ultimately we was able to get some stops and force a turnover on down. See if we can do it again. Wilson hands back off to number 26. He's got a big hole on the right-hand side, and he is tackled. That was a really nice tackle by number 20, and that was John Lease with a really nice tackle to save a touchdown.
Yeah, I thought that Lynn Camp there had a touchdown. Nice field vision there by the Lynn Camp runner just to be able to see kind of take that hole and bounce it out. Seems like Lynn Camp's had luck running it up the middle, but these last few runs they've tried to get outside and have quite success with it as well.
Yeah, it sort of seems like the Generals have tried to clog the middle there because the last drive Lynn Camp was sort of pounding it up the middle, and now they're busting it out on the edges. So Peyton Wilson back under center. Snap, and this is going to be right up the gut. That's going to be a pickup of about 6 by, looks like number 3, and that is Wren. And so it's going to be 2nd down and 4.
2nd down, Lincoln.
Really nice run there. Also a very nice tackle. It seems Lynn Camp runner really lowered his shoulder and tried to run over the general defender, but the general defender stood his ground and was able to stop it.
Yeah, the Generals here really need to come up with a stop, and this is about the area of the field they did it last time. See if we can come up with another one. Wilson under center. Snap, and he's going to fake the handoff, and it's going to be a quarterback keeper on the right-hand side. Nice. And there's not much there as he picks up maybe 1.5 yards. We'll see where they spot it here. That's a really nice play there by the Jackson County defender.
Yeah, and one thing too, Jacob, it's kind of like the same situation we're on the last drive is the 3rd down right here. You're probably not going to send out the kicking unit, so this honestly, if you're the Lynn Camp coach, you're looking for your 2 best plays that you've got right here to try and pick it up. Yeah,
and if you're Jackson County, I mean, the Lynn Camp's had a couple of designed quarterback runs, but you've got to be imagining that you are getting ready to see
number 26.
couple of handoffs to 26. So Wilson's back under center. Here comes the snap, and it is handed off to 26 up the middle, and he's going to get about 4 on the play down to the general 6-yard line.
Number 78, Jones.
So that's going to make it 1st down and goal for Lynn Camp. We're down to 2 minutes and 15 seconds here in the first quarter of action, and Lynn Camp's knocking on the door.
Yeah, I really expect number 26 here kind of get a lane to get a carry right up the middle. Just seems like that's really been working so far for Lynn Camp. They've tried a few naked bootlegs outside with the quarterback, just not really had much luck out of it. And then, but number 26 has really kind of been all the offense for the Lynn Camp at this time.
Here comes the snap, and this is going to be an end around to number 3, Wren, and he's going to get right at the 1, and they mark him just short.
Made by multiple Generals defenders.
So now it's going to be 2nd down.
2nd down.
Yeah, Hunter, I'm like you. I have a tough time seeing this possession go too much further without Brody Lane touching the ball for Lynn Camp.
Yeah, and it seems like that it's really this offense so far for Lynn Camp has been Lane, and then number 3, DJ Wren. It kind of seems like those have been really the 2 that have kind of kept all the yards there for Lynn Camp.
And this is handed off up the middle to Brody Lane, and he's going to be stopped for a big loss as they push him back almost all the way to the 4-yard line.
Yeah, I've been really impressed so far with this Generals up front, too, when they've got it in. Lynn Camp's got it into the red zone. Credit to Lynn Camp. They've done a very good job of driving the ball down the field, but it seems like they've yet to have much momentum once they get into the red zone. Like I said, the Generals seems like they're really going with the bend, don't break attitude and mindset tonight.
Yeah, and if they can get if they've got 2 more stops in them, they can flip this around and turn what it looked like it might be a scoring opportunity for Lynn Camp. Hand off to number 26, Brody Lane, and he is swarmed by Generals, and it looks like he's going to be stopped on the 1-yard line.
Third down stop by the Generals.
Probably get us to the end of the quarter.
Yep, that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter, and when we come back, Lynn Camp will have a 4th and goal from the 1-yard line.
NFL Network has 24/7 coverage.
You cannot be hyped for this.
And exclusive live games.
They have the talent.
And NFL Red Zone gives you every touchdown from every game.
What a day.
Sunday afternoons.
We were built for days like today.
You're always inside the huddle.
OMG.
Go to getNFLnetwork.com and get it all today.
There's so many great things about life in gig country, and PRTC is proud to be one more. A local internet provider with all the speed and reliability your family needs, backed by hometown service and support. Whether you need to just check email or power multiple Wi-Fi devices all over your home, we've got the right package for you. Stop by one of our friendly offices, give us a call, or visit us online to learn more. PRTC, your local internet connection.
Most of us are in touch with the internet in one way or another all day long. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, in touch. PRTC cares about your connection. We know strong, reliable internet with GigaSpire whole home.
All right, and we're back here as Lynn Camp is now facing the other direction, facing a 4th and goal from the general 1-yard line. This is going to be a quarterback keeper by number 26, Brody Lane, and he is going to take it into the end zone, it looks like. Yep, there's the signal. So that's going to make it 6-0 Lynn Camp, and we will see here if they, I'm assuming they're probably going to be going for 2.
Yeah, really nice play call right there from Lynn Camp, just kind of giving it to your, seems like probably your most explosive athlete and your best rusher. And then really just kind of put it all in his hands, almost like a QB sneak, except with your running back.
Certainly, yeah.
Took a lot of skill there, too, from Lane. Probably, I don't know how many times they work on that in practice, but the center exchange can be very difficult sometimes for your players and for your center going from one player to another, so props to them.
So Lynn Camp is indeed lining up to go for 2. And Peyton Wilson's going to step back under center. And he's going to take the snap, and it's going to be a wide pitch to number 26 on the left-hand side, and he is going to walk in for the 2-point conversion. So it's Lynn Camp 8, Jackson County 0, 1 second into the start of the second quarter.
Yeah, and one thing too, Jake, you'd really like to see here with the Generals is being able to handle the adversity. You know, give up the 6 right there in the 2-point conversion. Now it's kind of up to your offense to bounce back right here. Had a really good drive besides the one negative play and couldn't really overcome that. But you know, would like to see the Generals if they could maybe get some positive yards right here, and if at the very least pin them deep. But you'd love to see the Generals get in the end zone. Yeah, absolutely. You know, like you said, how can we respond after getting sort of punched in the mouth and in the gut? Because you're talking about a pretty big swing of momentum. You get one stop and you're feeling pretty good about where you're at, and come up just short. But like you said, I think it's important here. Try to respond and get some points on the board. So Lynn Camp is going to kick it, and it is going to be number 69, Preston Wilson, a senior, and offensive lineman. Who's going to kick the ball off downfield. You don't see that combination very often. Very, very rarely. It worked, though.
Pretty good kick, and that is, oh no, got a mess. Ball went out of bounds, but I think a general had touched it prior to it going out of bounds, which is going to negate the penalty that would have occurred otherwise. But there was some late penalty flags thrown on the hit.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. Going to go against the Generals. Almost two seems like one of those. You hate to see it. I really don't think that one was a plan and very unorthodox, kind of both momentum running into each other, kind of hitting each other. Doesn't, still have to throw the flag, but it's, nice to see the sportsmanship between the Generals and Lynn Camp both kind of, with the exchange of knowing, what, my bad, wasn't intentional or anything.
So the personal foul is going to pin. The Generals were already pinned pretty deep. Now they're going to be taking this snap from inside their own 10-yard line, looking to go 89.5 yards down the field. Wilson back in the gun, takes the snap, and he is going to keep it. He's working the left-hand side. He's got a corner. See if he can make a man miss. He doesn't. He lowers his shoulder and tries to grab a couple of extra. And it looks like he's going to pick up about 6 yards on the play.
Jacob, one thing I have noticed with Ethan Wilson is that, a lot of times kind of some of your quarterbacks might be kind of trying to juke or make a man miss. With Ethan Wilson, that's not the case. He's going to lower his shoulder and try to run you over every time.
Yeah, Ethan is really physical, and he's one of the General players that is physically gifted enough to be able to do that, and he's not afraid of contact, and like you said, he actually sort of looks for it. Here's the snap to him under center. He's going to hand off straight off the middle to number 30, which is Lane Edwards, a sophomore, and he's going to gain about 3. It's going to be 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, another one of those sophomores, like we said, that the Generals, him and Collett, are probably two of the main pieces that you really like to see the Generals try to build on moving forward. Very, very big play right here for the Generals deep in their own territory. Would love to see them try to convert, just try and keep this drive alive.
Wilson in the gun, takes the snap a little high, hands off to Collett, makes the first man miss, and he's going to pick up the first down, and he's down to about the 25-yard line. So that's going to move the chains.
First down, General.
And again, Jacob, like I said earlier there, it seems like this is kind of going to be the Generals' mindset of just keep chipping away, one play at a time, 4 or 5 yards at a time, nothing, not looking for that home run ball or trying to go all or nothing. Generals, what I've been impressed with, though, is they're really looking for contact. They're not trying to shy away from it, which can a lot of times lead to more mistakes.
Wilson takes the snap, and he pitches off to the left-hand side, and that's going to be a gain of about
Carried by number 7.
I think it's actually going to pick up the first down. They've not signaled to move yet. Now they have. They've moved them on down now. So another first down, Generals.
The game is good for a first down, Generals.
Probably the biggest, to my knowledge, probably the biggest play of the night for the Generals yardage-wise. Just a nice little 10-yard pitch run right there for the Generals. And like I said, Jacob, thinking you really just kind of keep chipping away. And maybe kind of looking at this, almost a 2-minute drive right now. So maybe the Generals can run that clock almost to 2 to 3 minutes to put Lynn Camp in a tough position to score again if they were to score.
And there's another pitch by Wilson, and this one's going to pick up another 5 yards on first down.
5-yard gain. 2nd down.
One thing about it, the other team can't score if you have the ball.
Yep, almost one of those. Just kind of trying to play keep away as well, just to. And one thing too, like I said with the numbers, seeing a lot of Generals, the defensive players over here on the sideline getting a much-needed break. That's not been a luxury the Generals have had in a long time, just because of the, like we said, props to Coach Sizemore and them for just getting the strength in numbers game. Giving your defense some well-earned rest.
All right, Wilson's going to take the snap out of the gun, and he's going to hand off straight up the middle to number 30, Edwards, and he's going to be brought down after no gain, maybe a loss of a half a yard. And that's going to set up another third down here for the general offense.
And one thing, too, that I've been impressed so far with the general offense is they've almost done like a split role of running backs with number 7 and number 45, Noah Collett. Kind of giving both of them fresh legs and more opportunities instead of just being gassed by the time we get halfway through the second quarter because they've touched it. They've had all the touches. So I think that's been something that's been very impressive as well.
Snap taken by Wilson, and this is going to be a forward throw, I hope, and it is.
Yeah.
Definitely looked like a forward pass from up here, and they ruled it incomplete.
Yeah, they blowed it dead, luckily, either way, and then kind of leaving Coach Sizemore in the decision here. Seems like he's going to leave the offense on the field.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're the Generals here, you know, you've had a tough time stopping Lynn Camp when they've had the ball, and you know, at some point you got to make something happen. So I like this call here by Coach Sizemore.
Yeah, just kind of go with the aggressive play call. And you've also kind of got Lynn Camp in scrambles here because they had the punt unit out. But
here comes the snap. It's a pitch on the left-hand side to number 7, and he is going to, pick up the first down. And he certainly does, as they're already moving the chains. So a big first down pickup for the Generals as they move the ball to the Lynn Camp 47-yard line.
And one thing, too, I really like there, Jacob, with number 7 there, Brandon Rosenberg. He fell forward when he got hit.
Yeah, and that's probably what got him the first down.
Yeah,
if he takes that backwards, probably don't have the game. All right, we're going to take a break with Lynn Camp's timeout. We'll be right back with the Generals moving.
Most of us are in touch with the internet in one way or another all day long. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, in touch. PRTC cares about your connection. We know strong, reliable internet with GigaSpire whole home Wi-Fi makes life better. If you need an upgrade or just have a question, get in touch. Call or visit PRTC online today.
So, what are we doing here?
Well, just a trim. Maybe kind of a layered look.
Will you read the sign?
How about some real choice? Like the choices you get with IPTV, new from PRTC. Enjoy free HD and new features like on-screen caller ID. Plus, record 4 programs at once with our HD DVR. PRTC, it's all about you.
All right, and we're back, and the snap is taken by Wilson and handed right off up the middle to number 45, Collett. And he's going to be met at right at the 50-yard line. It looks like they're going to mark it. So this is going to be a gain of 3.
3-yard gain.
And set up 2nd and 7 for Jackson County.
2nd down.
And again, Jake, if we go back to that, just chipping away, just, 3 yards here, 3 yards there. Right now you're in that position to where you just really need 3 yards of play. Going on 4th down, 3 yards of play just to keep moving the chains.
4 3-yard gains is first down every time.
Yep.
See if the Generals can keep it moving here. Wilson back here in the gun, and he takes a snap. He's going to pitch right to the back, number 7, and he's got a big hole on the right side, and he's going to pick up another first down.
And one thing, too, there, Jacob, that you see, what a lot of people probably won't know is big shout out there to number 45, Noah Collett, because he was actually, without him, that play probably doesn't happen. He really sealed the edge there and distracted 2 or 3 Lynn Camp defenders. It was a real nice block, and this is the first time that the Generals have been in Lynn Camp territory tonight.
Yeah, it was a really nice seal on the edge by Collett, which allowed Roseburg to sort of make that first move and get outside. Wilson back in the gun. Looks like Collett to his right and Roseboro back behind him. And the snap is a fake pitch. And it's going to be taken by Wilson, who runs over a man, and he's outside. He's down to the general 10-yard line, and he's still on his feet. And he is finally, I'm sorry, that's the 20-yard line.
For a first down, Generals.
Really nice play call there by Coach Sizemore. Really kind of caught Lynn Camp off guard. And seems, that's one of the first plays time we've seen that play call tonight from Coach Sizemore. Really had all the momentum going to the left there. And then Ethan Wilson had the right side all to himself and was able to make a guy miss, and then ended up running over about 4 Lynn Camp players.
I was fixed to say there was some more of that contact that we were talking about earlier. He just absolutely mowed over a couple of Lynn Camp linebackers and just really got the play a whole lot further downfield than it looked like it was going to.
Now, you'd really like to see the Generals try and punch this ball in.
So here's the snap right at the 20, and this is going to be a pitch to the outside to Roseboro, who is down to about the 14 of Lynn Camp, and he's going to be marked there. So the Generals are going to look at like a 2nd and 3.
Really, one thing that's been great so far on this drive is that the Generals have really mix it up, going to the right, to the left, doing a few sweeps almost, and then run it down the throat, really keeping Lynn Camp on their heels. And so if you're Lynn Camp in this situation, you really don't know what to expect. However, the Generals were able to make a stop like this, and that's really what Lynn Camp's looking to do right now too, is make a red zone stop.
So this is going to be Wilson in the gun, and he's got Collett to his left and Roseboro behind him. This is going to be a pass outside to Collett, and it goes off his hands and bounces incomplete. So we're looking at a 3rd and 4 for the Generals coming up.
Yeah, and this is, like we said, Lynn Camp's been in this situation twice so far. This is the first time for the Generals. However, you've really got 2 plays right here. This far, the Generals have already proven that they can convert on 4th down on these short yardage plays. So Coach Sizemore obviously knows right now he's got 2 plays in his back pocket right here. Obviously, you want the first down on 3rd down. However, if not, it's not the end of the world. We've got one more chance at it right here.
Yeah, and at some point you sort of have to expect the ball to get back in Collett's hands, and here it is on a designed handoff up the middle, and he's going to be stopped for a loss of about 1.5 yards, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 5 from the Lynn Camp 15. This is second time we've seen now the Generals on this drive face 4th down and similar distance. Last time it was a handoff to Roseboro on the left-hand side. Let's see what Coach Sizemore dials up on this attempt. It's going to be a pitch to Roseboro on the right-hand side. He's got the edge, and he's got the first down and then some.
Carried by number 7, Roseboro. That gain is good for a first down, Generals.
But now you kind of get into that big boy football right now, Jacob. We're on the goal line. Obviously, we know the Generals have got 4 plays right here to get into the end zone. And one thing, too, that we need to add is that look how much time that the Generals have taken off the clock with this possession.
Yeah, they're on 9 minutes and counting on this current drive, and they've got, it's like you said, they've got 4 downs to see if they can pick up 5 yards from the Lynn Camp 5 and punch it in. Snap is taken by Wilson out of the gun. He does a fake pitch, and he is going to be tackled immediately for a loss of about 5, and this isn't good as he's coming up pretty hobbled here, coming off to the sideline. As the Generals are going to be looking at 2nd and goal. So Wilson's going back to the huddle.
good thing too. Good to see Ethan back out there for this play.
And here's the pitch. It's to number 7, Roseboro, and he's going to be tackled for loss of about a half a yard. And that's going to bring up 3rd and goal from the Lynn Camp 10 and a half.
So now you're in that position too. Obviously, you want to get in the end zone right here. However, you would really like to just see if the Generals can get, that maybe 5-6 yards back right here, just to be in that position to where they can have a much more options of trying to get it into the end zone.
Yeah, you don't have to score on this play, but especially for a team like the Generals, who likes to run the football. I don't think that's a revelation to anybody, but it's much easier to do that at 4th and goal from the 3 than 4th and goal from the 10. As he may just go in, and I think he is in. Touchdown for Roseboro.
That gate is good for a touchdown!
And Jake, one thing, that's something that the Generals and Coach Sizemore, they've really got to be happy with and relieved about, just because, they've not gotten the end zone the last 2 games. And like we talked about too, is this is one of those games that the longer and closer this game is, the more confidence your team's going to have.
And, not only are you able to capitalize and put 6 on the board, you also take about 11 minutes off the clock.
Yeah.
So the Generals, unsurprisingly, are lining up for 2, and Wilson is going to take the shotgun snap, and he hands off to Collett up the middle, and no signal yet. He's going to be short.
The Generals are unsuccessful.
So the 2-point conversion is no good. Generals are on the board, though. 8-6. We'll be back. Lynn Camp getting the ball.
Fiber-powered internet from PRTC is fast. Crazy fast. Experience crazy fast internet speeds from PRTC with reliable downloads up to 1 gig. Now you can surf, stream, game, chill with speed to spare. And with our new GigaSpire Blast, you'll enjoy the ultimate Wi-Fi experience everywhere in your home. Accelerate your internet. Contact PRTC to sign up or upgrade your internet today.
With PRTC's new expanded IPTV options, get more channels you love for less. Start with our basic TV tier, then add the expanded and digital tiers for maximum variety, or add specialty tiers to your basic package. Tiers like news and sports, or sports and more, the entertainment tier, kids and family, or our new Heartland tier. To learn more about your expanded IPTV options, call or visit PRTC online today.
All right, welcome back to Jackson County High School. The Generals have just punched it into the end zone to cut the deficit to 8-6. And they are getting ready to kick to Lynn Camp, who is waiting for the kickoff. Here comes the kick, and that's going to be an onside kick, and that's going to, oh, man. That's going to be recovered by Lynn Camp on about the 48-yard line. Generals really miss opportunity there.
Yeah, and the Generals really honestly had touched the ball first on that, and then it was blown dead.
That's on the other side of the field from us, Hunter, but it appeared that 2 Generals actually dove on top of it, and I'm sure the ball sort of popped out on that. But
yeah, and almost one of those 2 in that situation where they both collide, that you can run into that, the ball popping out.
All right, so Lynn Camp's going to take over at their own 47-yard line, looking at 1st down and 10 from there. So Peyton Wilson back under center. Takes the handoff, and he hands it to number 26, Lane, and he picks up about 6 yards on the carry, and Lynn Camp's going to be looking at 2nd down and 4.
And one thing, too, you want to do right here is that, and I think Lynn Camp, they don't seem like they're in any hurry or to try and get this ball into the end zone, but you really just don't want to give up those big plays that the Generals really kind of give up on that 1st and 2nd drive that Lynn Camp had, just to try and keep them out of the end zone as this clock keeps running.
Yeah, you certainly do. And that's one benefit of that long extended drive the Generals just had. Here comes the snap, and this is going to be a throw, and he's got his man, number 10. He's going to be tackled at about the 33-yard line, but there is a flag, several flags now, as there's one here, another at the other end of the play.
Yep.
So,
yeah, you had a kind of an illegal block there, and then you're going to have an unsportsmanlike conduct there at the end for taunting. Kind of, I guess, letting you know about it. Really, no reason for that in this situation. So they're probably going to be offsetting and replay second down.
If for the Generals, this is, this could be a back-breaking penalty here if it offsets, because you're looking at, pushing Lynn Camp back about 15 yards, plus the time that's run off the clock and you get up and do something pretty uncalled for after the play's over.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely penalties on both sides.
You had offset in there. Looked like I think number 77, Nick Hayes for the Generals, got blindside hit there, kind of a legal block. And then one of the Generals got caught for taunting there after the whistle for the tackle that he had made. So like I said, I believe we're going to offset and play second down.
So it's going to be the chain's not moved. The ball appears to be
moved
a first
about
down.
4 yards.
But it's going to be second and what has to be inches. As number 7, Wilson, takes the snap, he rolls left, and it's the exact same play on the other side, as the tackle is going to be made at about the 39-yard line of the Generals.
There is a flag.
Yeah, it kind of maybe looked like a horse collar or a face mask there at the end.
Face mask penalty. It's Jackson County.
So another penalty here on the Generals, as that's going to move the chains, and it's going to be first down, Lynn Camp at the General 29-yard line. At the 34.
Jacob, I was just thinking to myself, this has been a really clean half until this last 30 seconds.
And that is, I was 6 that has to be intentional grounding as Lynn Camp's quarterback just knocked the booth down up here with the ball at the sideline.
He is in disbelief too. I don't know how he thought that was. There was no receiver anywhere close, and we've also lost the football.
Yeah, the football, they're currently trying to find it under the stands.
And one lucky fan is going home with a souvenir.
So that's going to back, and that's intentional grounding's a loss of down penalty as well. So it's going to be second down and a mile from. So that's going to back it all the way up to the 49-yard line of Lynn Camp, and they are going to take a timeout here. And we're going to take a break with them.
Yes, we're all quite over staying home right now. But we can make it better by streaming the great shows and movies we've been wanting to see. PRTC can help. With fast, reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig, enhanced by reliable Wi-Fi. Stream all you want, no matter how many gadgets are going at once. And with our new GigaSpire Blast, you'll enjoy the ultimate Wi-Fi experience everywhere in your home. Contact PRTC to sign up or upgrade today.
All right, welcome back to Jackson County High School. We've got 19 seconds left on the clock, and Linkamp is looking at a 2nd and 29 from the general 49-yard line. Or I'm sorry, from their own 49-yard line.
And big shout out too to the Jackson County High School band. They're keeping everybody on their toes during this game.
Hunter, from the time that I was in high school, our band has dramatically increased in size and performance. So huge shout out to Mr. Adams and his students.
Yeah, even from the time when I was in high school as well, just kind of seeing just the change from we had new change, and then Mr. Adams coming in. It was just a big change. Like I said, big shout out to him right there, and the general's taking a timeout, trying to save the clock here. Just one of those, maybe a miracle play could happen.
So it's going to be third down and about 23 from the general 46-yard line. Down to 9.5 seconds left on the clock. You got to imagine Linkamp here probably is just going to try a Hail Mary deep into the end zone, and it's really about all you have time for.
And Jacob, this might be the point we're at right now is they may even try to just maybe take a knee, go to the locker room. One of the pluses, though, is, Linkamp had the ball first, so Generals, they will get the ball to start the second half, so that's a big plus.
Yeah, getting a stop here if you're the Generals, keeping Linkamp off the scoreboard could be a big momentum, especially, like you said, knowing you're getting ready to receive the second half kickoff. Wilson's under center, and here's the snap, and this is going to be a fake handoff, and they are throwing deep. Nobody out there, but there is a penalty flag in the backfield.
I believe we're going to get rough in the passer here.
Ineligible man downfield, I think, is the signal here on Linkamp. So that is either going to bring up 3rd and a mile again, or it's going to be 4th and 22. We'll see what Coach Sizemore and the Generals decide to do. My guess is they will decline.
Looks like they're going to accept.
Yes, they did, and so they're going to move the ball back to the 49. So that's going to make it 3rd down again.
And again, I think what Coach Sizemore was attempting to do right there is that he's trying to pin Linkamp back as much as possibly they can. Just, if a ball, bad snap, fumble, if we were to pick it up, just kind of make it a shorter distance for the Generals to get into the end zone.
Certainly, because Linkamp's probably going for it with only 4 seconds anyway, and that's an additional 5 yards or so they have to go before getting the end zone. Another penalty flag down on the handoff, and that's going nowhere. We'll see what this flag is here, but the time is run off on the clock.
Tackle made by number 10, Lakes.
An illegal shift, and that one is declined, and so that will bring us to halftime. Linkamp Wildcats 8 and your Jackson County Generals 6 going into halftime. We'll be back after this.
Located in the Jackson County Regional Industrial Park in Annville, Kentucky, the Jackson County McKee Industrial Development Authority helps companies and communities win. It is and always will be our mission to recruit new business and industry and support the people in our region. We want the people and industry to stay in Jackson County, and here's why. We offer workforce information and training, business planning for new and existing businesses, the fastest broadband in Kentucky, state-of-the-art facilities, and financial assistance and tax incentives. All of this with a rich culture of communities that care. We were just announced as a certified work-ready in progress area. What does this mean for Jackson County? It means that we're ready to go to work with a diverse, skilled, and dedicated workforce. We now have a prime 22-acre construction-ready location just off the newly constructed Highway 30 and only 18 miles from I-75. Close enough, yet far enough. We're Kentucky's advanced manufacturing hub.
Just like anything else in life, yard maintenance takes planning. So before I do any digging on my property, I contact 811.
You might be thinking, Tim, it's just a fence. I think I can handle it.
But trust me, you got to call 811. You might think, don't you own a company that teaches self-defense to people? Shouldn't you be able to install a mailbox? You might think that, but still contact 811. You would think that if you were a Green Beret sniper and a UFC fighter, that you could plant some flowers on your own? Trust me, always contact 811 before you dig.
There are lots of small reasons to have home phone service, and one very big one. 911 emergency location. Only a call from your home phone instantly transmits your address to emergency personnel. Cell phones can't.
911, what's your emergency?
If trouble comes to your home, seconds count. PRTC Home Phone helps first responders do their job. It's a small price to pay for what you can save. This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV everywhere from PRTC TV sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV Set Free. Enjoy the extra value of PRTC TV everywhere. Visit prtcnet.org and sign up today. Not enough power? Not okay. Weak Wi-Fi? Also not okay. These days, your home's got Wi-Fi connected gadgets and devices here, there, everywhere, and they all use more and more Wi-Fi until, luckily, an easy upgrade to PRTC fast, reliable internet with GigaSpire whole home Wi-Fi makes it all okay. Call or visit PRTC online for a great upgrade offer today. It's been a tough year, and PRTC is here to help by providing the affordable connectivity program to qualifying customers. If anyone in your household qualifies for certain government benefits, PRTC may be able to reduce your current broadband bill by up to $30 a month, one discount per household. Visit acpbenefit.org to learn more and see if you qualify. PRTC, keeping you connected.
NFL Network has 24/7 coverage.
You can't not be hyped for this.
And exclusive live games.
They have the talent.
And NFL Red Zone gives you every touchdown from every game.
What a day.
Sunday afternoon.
We were built for days like today.
You're always inside the huddle.
OMG.
Go to getNFLnetwork.com and get it all today.
There's so many great things about life in gig country, and PRTC is proud to be one more. A local internet provider with all the speed and reliability your family needs, backed by hometown service and support. Whether you need to just check email or power multiple Wi-Fi devices all over your home, we've got the right package for you. Stop by one of our friendly offices, give us a call, or visit us online to learn more. PRTC, your local internet connection.
Most of us are in touch with the internet in one way or another all day long. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, in touch. PRTC cares about your connection. We know strong, reliable internet with GigaSpire whole home Wi-Fi makes life better. If you need an upgrade or just have a question, get in touch. Call or visit PRTC online today.
So, what are we doing here?
Well, just a trim. Maybe kind of a layered look.
Will you read the sign?
How about some real choice? Like the choices you get with IPTV, new from PRTC. Enjoy free HD and new features like on-screen caller ID. Plus, record 4 programs at once with our HD DVR. PRTC. It's all about you.
Fiber-powered internet from PRTC is fast. Crazy fast. Experience crazy fast internet speeds from PRTC with reliable downloads up to 1 gig. Now you can surf, stream, game, chill with speed to spare. And with our new GigaSpire Blast, you'll enjoy the ultimate Wi-Fi experience everywhere in your home. Accelerate your internet. Contact PRTC to sign up or upgrade your internet today.
With PRTC's new expanded IPTV options, get more channels you love for less. Start with our basic TV tier, then add the expanded and digital tiers for maximum variety, or add specialty tiers to your basic package. Tiers like news and sports, or sports and more, the entertainment tier, kids and family, or our new Heartland tier. To learn more about your expanded IPTV options, call or visit PRTC online today.
Yes, we're all quite over staying home right now. But we can make it better by streaming the great shows and movies we've been wanting to see. PRTC can help with fast, reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig, enhanced by reliable Wi-Fi. Stream all you want, no matter how many gadgets are going at once. And with our new GigaSpire Blast, you'll enjoy the ultimate Wi-Fi experience everywhere in your home. Contact PRTC to sign up or upgrade today.
Located in the Jackson County Regional Industrial Park in Annville, Kentucky, the Jackson County McKee Industrial Development Authority helps companies and communities win. It is and always will be our mission to recruit new business and industry and support the people in our region. We want the people and industry to stay in Jackson County, and here's why. We offer workforce information and training, business planning for new and existing businesses, the fastest broadband in Kentucky, state-of-the-art facilities, and financial assistance and tax incentives. All of this with a rich culture of communities that care. We were just announced as a certified work-ready in progress area. What does this mean for Jackson County? It means that we're ready to go to work with a diverse, skilled, and dedicated workforce. We now have a prime 22-acre construction-ready location just off the newly constructed Highway 30 and only 18 miles from I-75. Close enough, yet far enough. We're Kentucky's advanced manufacturing hub.
Just like anything else in life, yard maintenance takes planning. So before I do any digging on my property, I contact 811.
You might be thinking, Tim, it's just a fence. I think I can handle it.
But trust me, you got to call 811. You might think, don't you own a company that teaches self-defense to people? Shouldn't you be able to install a mailbox? You might think that, but still contact 811. You would think that if you were a Green Beret sniper and a UFC fighter, that you could plant some flowers on your own? Trust me, always contact 811 before you dig.
There are lots of small reasons to have home phone service, and one very big one. 911 emergency location. Only a call from your home phone instantly transmits your address to emergency personnel. Cell phones can't.
911, what's your emergency?
If trouble comes to your home, seconds count. PRTC Home Phone helps first responders do their job. It's a small price to pay for what you can save. This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV Everywhere from PRTC TV sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV Set Free. Enjoy the extra value of PRTC TV everywhere. Visit prtcnet.org and sign up today. Not enough power? Not okay. Weak Wi-Fi? Also not okay. These days, your home's got Wi-Fi connected gadgets and devices here, there, everywhere, and they all use more and more Wi-Fi until, luckily, an easy upgrade to PRTC fast, reliable internet with GigaSpire whole home Wi-Fi makes it all okay. Call or visit PRTC online for a great upgrade offer today.
All right, welcome back to Jackson County High School. This is Jacob Bowling here. I've got Hunter Carroll with me doing the commentary. We got Mark Sulfridge in the house, and Justin Lakes and TJ Isaacs are here with us as well. Hunter, what are some of your takeaways here from this first half?
My big takeaways, I guess, for the Jackson County side was really seemed like, we were taking that bend, don't break mentality tonight. Thought we ran the ball very well. I thought that we snuck in a few passes that if we were able to catch them, looked like they had green grass in front of them, which is probably why they had the drops. Really up until about the last minute, thought we played really good and had maybe one penalty besides there in the last minute. Kind of seemed a little chaos, and then both teams were getting some penalties on each side. On Lincap's side, I thought number 26, Lane ran the ball very well, and then number 3, DJ Wren. Those seems like those were the two playmakers for the Wildcats offense. Just kind of like for the Generals, we had number 7, Brandon Rosenberg, and number 45, Noah Collett, that were primarily ball handlers for us in that standpoint in the first half. And I thought, too, the Generals handled adversity very well. Gave up a touchdown to start the second quarter. Could have been very easily for the Generals to get in that mindset of that habit of, well, here we go again. It's going to be another one of those nights. Kind of was really afraid of that happens. But, the Generals battled back, come out almost with a 12-minute drive in that second quarter to march it down the field and score, and then was able to keep Lincamp out of the end zone or a field goal to end the half. So one thing is, they really seemed like the Generals are very fired up about this, get the ball to start the second half, so you'd love to see the Generals keep that momentum. And one thing, too, that I noticed, Jacob, was just kind of walking up there to the concession stands during our break was, that locker room was loud. That seems like a winning locker room team that was fired up and ready to play. And like I said, the longer this game's closer, I think it's more in the Generals' hands because, looking at the Generals' records and their losses and how bad some of those losses have been, Lincamp really probably thought they were going to come in and be up 30 at the halftime. So I think the closer this game gets, there's more pressure on Lincamp. But that doesn't mean that Lincamp's going to hand it to them either. It's just one of those things. You got to battle here. You got to handle adversity, and you'd love to see the Generals get a win against a team that they have never beat before. This is the 6th matchup between the Generals and Lincamp. Lincamp has won the previous 5. So, like I said, this could be the first time in school history with the Generals be able to come here in their house and get a win tonight.
Yeah, there's definitely some things in that first half to take away from the positive. Was able to finally sustain a long drive, and not only did you have a long drive, you were able to capitalize with points. Some things to look for me in the second half is if the Generals don't clean up on the penalty area, I thought that was a big problem in that first half. There a couple of times on the first drive that Lincamp scored on, I think we give them 15 yards down the field, and then a couple of times late in the half we had some sort of silly personal foul penalties. And if you want to win football games, especially tight football games, you've got to be pretty clean in the penalty area.
And I think, too, a plus side for your offense, taking up those long, 8 to 12-minute drives, is that it gets the opposing team's offense cold, kindly. Lincoln's, they're all A school just like us, so, a lot of kids play both sides of the ball. However, we both know there's a big difference between playing defense and playing offense. So, keeping them over there on the sideline and kind of cold kind of can cause things to get out of sync, and that's important, too, and it's kind of something to watch. And again, this I've said it before on these broadcasts, to me, the biggest plays of the game are how you start the first quarter and then how you start the third quarter. These first few minutes I feel like are very big for both teams. I really feel like whoever comes out and get that is going to be who takes the momentum in this game, just because it's been so evenly battled so far.
Yeah, definitely agree there, Hunter. You know, it's very important to be able to get out to a good start. And if you remember back for the Generals in the first quarter, they were on their first defensive possession. They was able to hold Lynn Camp scoreless and get the ball back. So it's definitely, you know, if you're the Generals, you want to come out here and try to score quick into this opening quarter.
And one thing, too, that, you know, I'm sure Coach Sizemore's addressed in the locker room that we want to look for is that the Generals had a really good onside kick attempt and really almost got that ball back. So that is one thing that, you know, Generals need to watch right here, because it'd be real easy to come out of the locker room and throw a sneaking onside kick in there just to get the Generals on the board or get Lynn Camp the ball back.
Right. Yeah, especially considering that Lynn Camp showed sort of in that last possession they had a tough time stopping the general run.
Yeah, so like I said, though, Jacob, to me, I feel like this is a very important first 2 minutes of this quarter. You know, get a first down or two, you know, just kind of keep everybody on their toes a little bit. And I'd really like to see maybe the Generals try and sneak in a few play-action passes. You know, they've been running the ball very well on the outside. But, again, it's really going to come down to who wants it more and who's made the adjustments at the half.
We want to take the time to thank all of our viewers on Facebook Live and YouTube TV for tuning in with us tonight. And I want to give a special shout-out to our loyal follower, John Starcher, who tunes in every broadcast. And, Hunter, he said he liked the insight you provided at halftime for your analysis for the uncommon second half.
That's why we do it.
All right, so Lynn Camp to kick. Offensive lineman / kicker kicks it down the field, and this is going to be fielded by the Generals at the 25, and he is going to advance upfield. He's still on his feet. He may break it.
Oh.
He's still going. He's down across the 50-yard line, and he gives a shoulder here. And that's Ethan Wilson, quarterback / kick returner.
Yeah, and one thing, too, you need to give a big shout-out to your Generals coaching staff right there, because Ethan Wilson was trying his best to get a taunting call, and real smart there, but I think it was Cody Bird, able to pull him back there, just kind of, you know, stay cool, stay calm, because the last thing you need right there is a 15-yard penalty for after making one of your best kick returns so far.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and that's the kind of stuff you got to be careful about. You got to make sure that that you clean those things up. And you're right, the whole general sideline swarmed him as he come in there, so sort of protected him a little.
And one thing, too, Jacob, it's kind of, you know, football's hard enough it is. You really can't be beating yourself with penalties like that.
And so that's going to be a pitch on the outside to Roseboro, and nothing there to be had. And that's going to bring up second down for the Generals.
One thing, too, there, they really didn't like Rosenberg's cut back in. I know his intentions were well. However, would have liked to see him go to the outside. Noah Collett had his man sealed. But kind of Roseboro thought it might have been a better idea to cut it in because of how much success he's had on the outside. However, that's just one of those growing pains as a young player.
Right, and you know, as a blocker, when you have the edge sealed and your back cuts back to the inside of you, they're cutting away from any chance you've got to be able to block for them.
And you're getting to that position, too, there, where if you don't release, you're going to get tagged for a holding call.
Right. Wilson takes a snap, and he hands it off to Collett, who is going to advance it about 6, maybe 5 yards down to the Lynn Camp 40-yard line. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 here for the Generals on their opening possession of the second half.
And, Jacob, one thing we really want right here is we don't want either no gain or no negative plays, because we're in that point where we're probably within we're going to have 2 play calls right here. We're going to go for it on 4th down, obviously, if we can't get it. You want to get it right here, but like I said, we just don't need a mental mistake of a false start or a hold to get that to come back.
Yeah, you know, especially when you get on this side of the field, you can't have any negative takeaways. And, you know, it's hard enough getting yards, and you sure can't give them back. So Wilson takes the snap, and he fakes the pitch outside. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. He's got a pretty nice gain, and he's going to advance it down to the Linkamp 32-yard line, and that's going to be good for a first down for the Generals.
First down, Generals.
But yeah, really nice play call there again. It's one of those kind of they get them again on the fake pitch to QB draw. Really impressed with Ethan Wilson's decision making there too. Kind of almost like a read option type.
Yeah, and I don't know, like you said, if it was an option or not, but we could hear Linkamp's defensive coordinators above us. They thought it was definitely going to the fullback there, so it was a good decision to keep. Roseburg busts it outside. He's got a pretty nice little gain because it looked like he was going to be bottled up for no gain or maybe even a loss of a yard, and he turns that into a 4-yard gain.
And again, there, like I said, shout out to Noel Collett there with that kind of being that lead blocker. One thing you love to see is when your two athletes are blocking each other the best and they're blocking for each other and they want to see each other succeed. Roseboro, I think, kind of Coach Sizemore got in his ear a little bit on the sideline, said, you need to, your main blocker is trying to get you to the outside. You need to go to the outside. And that time, I think Roseboro received the message loud and clear.
Yeah, he was able to bump it outside, and especially when it looked like he may not even be able to. Hand off to Collett up the middle, and he picks up about 3 more, and this is going to bring it to about third down and 2 for the Generals. On the Linkamp 25-yard line.
And one thing, too, you really like to see here, Jacob, is that Generals are playing good fundamental football. They're not beating themselves. They're chipping away, like I've said time and time again, just kind of keep chipping away, positive plays each possession. That's really all you can ask for.
Yeah, certainly. For the Generals, you don't have to, you don't have to gain chunk plays, and I'm not sure that the General offense is built to be able to go deep downfield and get big plays. Like you said, you just got to sort of chip away 3-4 yards here and there, and that pass is going to be incomplete by Wilson, and that's going to bring up 4th and 3 for the Generals.
No, I really kind of, some people kind of at home maybe thinking, like, why are we doing that? I really like the play call because it's probably something you're not expecting right there from the Generals on 3rd and short. However, if you're Coach Sizemore, you already know the position you're in the territory that you've got 2 plays here. If it works, that's great. If not, let's just not throw an interception or be negative yards.
Yeah, certainly. This is a part of the field here where the Generals really need to be able to find some success. And this is going to be a pitch back to the tailback, and this is going to be blowed up in the backfield for a loss. And so Linkamp is going to take over on downs.
Linkamp takes over on downs.
And they're going to start their next drive on their own 29-yard line.
And one thing right here, Jacob, that you can't do is that you can't get deflated. That happens. Obviously we knew that the Generals, and they knew going in that they were not going to get in the end zone every possession to start in this half. So you can't be down here and soak up and give up those big plays and those big chunks. You've got to kind of keep your head down and get the ball back and put your offense in another position to be able to score.
Right, yeah, the key in not only football but in life is, how are you going to respond when things don't go the way you planned? And I'm sure Coach Sizemore, after that big return and the General offense, had planned on trying to score. Now they got to sort of put that behind them and get some stops.
Nice tackle by Devin Truesdale right there. Really kind of went low for the ankles. And, on the other side of it, Jacob, is that this is a great opportunity for Linkamp. Seems like their offense Jackson County was in the same position that Linkamp is now. The roles have just kind of flipped. Linkamp got down in the end zone, the red zone there, and Jackson County stopped them. So now that Linkamp's defense has done the same, you really like to see Linkamp try to convert right here.
Yeah, and Linkamp, Lynn Camp really only had the ball for really 2 possessions in the first half. You know, that third possession, they got the ball with a minute left on the clock. As he's tackled, Lynn Camp's ball carrier's tackled for no gain, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 10.
And one thing, too, to watch there that Lynn Camp seemed like they very easily could have got away with but didn't for the Generals is that they were really trying to run a reverse shot there. But number 3 for Wren, he didn't like the reverse there. So that was a really good play call there by Lynn Camp. It just kind of got blew up by the Generals.
Yeah, so let's see if the Generals can get a key stop here on this 3rd down as Peyton Wilson goes back under center. He takes the snaps. It's going to be a fake handoff and pitch out to the left as it falls incomplete. And that's going to bring up 4th down and 10. And will be interesting here to see what Lynn Camp decides to do.
And Jacob, I've been really impressed with Lynn Camp's Peyton Wilson being able to roll out of the pocket and kind of throw on the run. Missed his receiver there just a little bit, but there in the first half towards the end, you know, they really was kind of just trying to run the ball to get those chunk plays, and thought he was doing a very impressive job of being able to roll out, make the right decisions, kind of take the check down just for the 10 yards. That's something you don't really see a lot in high school football. A lot of times those kids want to go for the home run ball.
Certainly, and, you know, he's able to deliver a catchable ball, and it looks like Lynn Camp's going to punt. Ethan Wilson is back for the Generals to return. And
we got a timeout, Lynn Camp. A little confusion.
Yep. So Lynn Camp is going to sort of talk over what's going on this 3rd or 4th down incoming.
It's been a tough year, and PRTC is here to help by providing the affordable connectivity program to qualifying customers. If anyone in your household qualifies for certain government benefits, PRTC may be able to reduce your current broadband bill by up to $30 a month, one discount per household. Visit acpbenefit.org to learn more and see if you qualify. PRTC, keeping you connected.
NFL Network has 24/7 coverage.
You can't not be hyped for this.
And exclusive live games.
They have the talent.
And NFL Red Zone gives you every touchdown from every game.
What a day.
Sunday afternoon.
We were built for days like today.
You're always inside the huddle.
OMG.
Go to GetNFLNetwork.com and get it all today.
All right, welcome back to Jackson County High School as Lynn Camp has decided to punt, and they kick it down the field to Ethan Wilson, who bobbles the football, but he's able to dive on it at the 50-yard line. And so the Generals are going to take possession back with 6 minutes left in this 3rd quarter and a chance to hopefully take the lead here on this coming possession.
Yeah, and you've got to really kind of almost all but in Lynn Camp territory right here. So the defense did their job, Jacob, but now it's time for the Generals offense to see if they can score. At the same time, though, if you're Lynn Camp, you're really looking for your defense here to kind of bail you out just once again.
So looks like Ethan Wilson is going to be taking the ball out of the shotgun again, and he hands it off to Roseboro up to the right-hand side, and he breaks a couple tackles, and he's going to take it down to the Lynn Camp 45-yard line for a gain of 5. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 5 here for the Generals.
Like we said, Jacob, it just seems like we're kind of going with that, just that mindset of we just got to keep us hacking. We can't let our foot off the gas. We're just going to take what the defense gives us. We're not looking for that home run ball, trying to go get to the end zone right here. And, you know, one thing, too, is that the Generals have really been sharp as far as they had those little slips up there in the second quarter there at the end, but since then they've really been sharp as far as the penalties wise.
Wilson takes the snap, and he's going to hand it off up the middle to number 30, Lane Edwards, who's going to pick up about 1.5 yards. and that's going to bring up third down now for the Generals at the Lynn Camp 39-yard line.
And again, Jacob, seems like we're in that third and short situation, which is a situation you want to be in. And with the ball where it's at on the field, I would really expect this to be four-down territory again. Seeing Coach Sizemore go for it when he was in Lynn Camp territory versus in them being in general territory going for it. So I really expect this to be a three-down, 2 plays right here. Kind of just don't want the negative yardage.
So Wilson takes the snap, and this is a high snap. He recovers, and he's going to get around the outside edge, and he is back to the 45-yard line. So crisis averted, but it is a loss on the play. So the Generals are now going to be looking at 4th and 5.
Which is a lot better than situation than what you were to be expecting for the Generals of what happened.
Yes, I mean that, and a timeout has been called here, an injury timeout as an injured Jackson County General is making his way to the sideline, and that is number 18,
Ethan Wilson.
So this isn't good for the Generals as Wilson is he's coming out of this game and he's got to have some help doing so.
Now it seems like the Generals are more in a Wildcat set with either Noah Collett or Lane Edwards in at quarterback.
It was to Collett, and he pitches outside to Roseboro on 4th and 5, and that is a loss of about 7. And so Lynn Camp is going to take over on downs now, back in Jackson County territory once again. So certainly have to hope Wilson's okay here if you're the Generals. It seems like maybe a cramping issue. I see him working with him over here on the sideline, and it appears they're trying to stretch his leg. So we'll hope it's just a cramping issue.
Yeah, and then again, here we are in that situation of, Lynn Camp really did their job defensively after that situation. So now let's see if the Generals defense is going to hold up or if Lynn Camp's going to be able to punch it in the end zone.
All right, so the pitch is going to be on the outside to 26, Brody Lane, and he's going to pick up about 7, but I've got a feeling this one's coming back as there's a penalty flag in the backfield.
Holding.
And, yes, that's going to be holding on Lynn Camp, so this is going to come back. We'll see where they mark the ball at, but it's going to be first down and probably 20 for Lynn Camp coming up.
And one thing, too, there, Jacob, it was almost more of a mental mistake there by number 10 or number 8, one of the wide receivers for Lynn Camp. Really no need for them to hold just because the play was going away from them. So it kind of just one of those, mental mistakes that we talked about that you didn't want to see either team do because they were just kind of shooting themselves in the foot, per se.
Yeah, and anytime you have those penalties that aren't necessary, it's sort of a backbreaker, and luckily for the Generals, it was Lynn Camp committing the penalty that time. See here if the Generals can capitalize, this is going to be 1st and 26 now for Lynn Camp. Wilson rolls out left. He's looking downfield, and he had a receiver. Let's see here. I think they're ruling it incomplete. That's on the far side of the field. Ball's incomplete. They're bringing it back to the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 2nd down now.
And again, kind of really like that decision there about Peyton Wilson just being able to kind of roll out and just being able to kind of make that smart play. He's obviously looking for the shot if he's got it, but he's not trying to force that shot.
Right, yeah. And, if especially for a high school quarterback, you know, you want a quarterback that's going to make smart decisions with the football, not turn it over, get it in the hands of the people that need the football, trying to advance downfield. And I'm with you. I've been impressed with Peyton Wilson's play so far for Lynn Camp. He takes it under center, snap, and this is going to be end around to number 6, who's going to pick up about 6 yards on second down, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 20.
And this is just one of those situations where if you're Jackson County, you want to contain, keep everything in front of you. You're okay right here with giving up 10 yards because it's still going to be probably 4th and 10 with those 10-yard gain. You just don't want to give up that home run ball that really kind of lets the air out of the momentum of the crowd and the fans and your teammates.
Yeah, you know, you're looking for a stop here would be nice and force a long 4th down and probable punt situation. But you're right. You just can't give up that big, deep play. So the snap's going to be taken by Seven Wilson, and that ball was almost picked off as he hits his receiver, number 10, and he's down to about the general 49-yard line, and this is going to set up a 4th down and what looks to be an even 10 as there's an injured general on the field.
I believe cramps again is what's with this general as well. And one thing, though, like we said, Jacob, that's kind of what you were wanting for. Noah Collett kind of jumped the route. If almost had a pick 6. He was one of those, if he caught it, no one was going to catch him. However, just kind of got away from it. But you were also able to contain right there. You know, you give up a little 10-yard chunk. It's all right. You just keep playing.
Yeah, and that's number 77, who I'm trying to see here on with the if they take their helmet off.
Nick Hayes.
Yeah, that's Nick Hayes. He's changed numbers. In our system, so hopefully he's okay. It looks like it is a cramp issue as he's down, getting stretched out on the ground.
Yep.
So Lynn Camp's in punt formation. Noah Collett is back to receive. Here comes the snap. It snaps off. It's a good punt, and it's going to be downed at the 10-yard line by Lynn Camp. I'm sorry, the 15-yard line, as they are going to take over with 1 minute and 11 seconds left in the 3rd quarter of play. Jackson County still trailing 8-6. Like to see us build some of that offensive momentum back, Hunter, that we've seen earlier and late to close the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting for the Generals to see if Ethan Wilson is back out. So a timeout is going to be called here by Jackson County, and with that, we're going to take one with them. When we come back, the Generals will be taking over 1st down. Okay, so we're going to stay with you through this one, and we'll see here what the Generals do about their quarterback situation. I'm looking into the huddle, and I can't tell, Hunter, if Ethan Wilson's back in or not.
I think he's still on the sideline here trying to get everything locked out and kind of get his cramps on. He's good to see he's on his feet now. He's not getting stretched like he was. However, I think this may be the situation right now that we might try to either go wildcat on this possession maybe and just kind of Noah Collett and then Noah Collett and Brandon Rivera, and then maybe little Lane Edwards as well. So it seems like they've been the 3 that have been getting the touches tonight. But you also got to know, too, we have Ashton Ward in there as well, as he was the backup quarterback. Seen him getting a few reps in warm-ups, but we're just kind of interested to see, and I believe they're going to go with Collett at QB.
Yeah, I sort of like this call by Coach Sizemore. It's a direct route to get the ball in your players' hands, and the snap is going to be fumbled, but it's dove on by the Generals. They recover, and that's going to be a loss of 6 as they're now going to be on their own 11-yard line facing a long field. We're down to 40 seconds left in this third quarter of play. Generals break the huddle. It's still Khaled out there taking the snap. Here's the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Roseboro up this left-hand side. He's got a nice hole here. He's out past the 30, down past the 35, and they're going to mark him out of bounds at the 37-yard line. So a huge gain here by Roseboro.
Yeah, and that was almost, again, one of those plays that seemed like it might have just been blown up at the start, and then Roseboro was able to successfully gain some yards there and big play, and you also are you're not pinned deep in your own territory anymore, and you're out of that kind of safety range.
Yeah, speaking of Roseboro, Hunter, he's been a General that's really impressed me tonight. I hadn't seen a lot of him coming in, as most of our games have been on the road so far, and that snap is bobbled but recovered, and it's going to be taken for a huge loss, as that's going to be down at the 29-yard line of the Generals, and that is going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. Lynn Camp still leading 8-6.
NFL Network has 24/7 coverage.
You can't not be hyped for this.
And exclusive live games.
They have the talent.
And NFL Red Zone gives you every touchdown from every game.
What a day.
Sunday afternoons.
We were built for days like today.
You're always inside the huddle.
OMG.
Go to GetNFLNetwork.com and get it all today.
There's so many great things about life in gig country, and PRTC is proud to be one more. A local internet provider with all the speed and reliability your family needs, backed by hometown service and support. Whether you need to just check email or power multiple Wi-Fi devices all over your home, we've got the right package for you. Stop by one of our friendly offices, give us a call, or visit us online to learn more. PRTC, your local internet connection.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to Jackson County High School. We're here. Lynn Camp is playing Jackson County, and they are currently up 8-6 as we get ready to start this fourth quarter of action. Generals have the ball on their own 29-yard line, looking at second down and 18. So here's the snap, and this is going to be handed off up the right side to Roseboro. And he is going to be taken down.
And I believe we just got a first down there. Kind of come in there with the late hit by the looks, just going off the way the flag came with the judge and everything.
So we'll see what this. So that appears to be targeting on Lynn Camp, and that'll be 15 yards plus. An automatic first down.
$15-yard penalty on Lynn Camp.
And that's, kind of a backbreaker for this Lynn Camp defense. Colin had the mental mistake of taking his eyes off the balls and muffing the fumble there, and then you went from almost, going to be third and a mile to now it's 1st and 10, and you're probably 7 yards away from being in Lynn Camp territory.
Well, they've not reset the chains yet, so maybe that's not an automatic first down. I thought any sort of targeting penalty was automatic first down.
Well, either way, though, you go from 2nd and a mile to 2nd and 4, so obviously that's a plus for the Generals, and you're in that almost 4-down territory again.
Certainly. Snap to Collett, and he hands this off to Roseboro up the left-hand side, and he gets maybe a yard. So this is going to bring up 3rd and 3 for the Generals.
3rd and 3 for Jackson County.
and obviously this play right here is probably not going to decide the ball game, Jacob, but I think this is going to be a big momentum swing either way, whether the Generals get the first down or if Lynn Camp holds them right here. For either team right here, you know, this is going to be a big play on either side of the ball.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, the Generals would love to pick this up here, and like you said, even if they don't, they're probably looking at another play. As that handoff is to Edwards, who gets it right to, and they're already moving the chain, so that's going to be a first down pickup.
First down, Generals.
Seems like maybe the Generals might have got a very general favorite spot there from the referees. But, you know, I think that might be just a play that we look back on here as this game's decided, with the Generals being able to convert right there if they can punch this ball into the end zone on this drive.
Yeah, certainly. I thought from up here that it was going to be really close, but on the spot they went ahead and moved it. So nice break for the Generals as Collett takes the snap and he pitches outside. Not a good pitch, and Roseboro's going to be swallowed, and that's going to be a loss of 4 here for the Generals.
Four-yard loss on the play. Second down.
And Noah Collett's been thrust into here with Wilson's injury. He's been thrust into a pretty difficult ask for him. You know, he's used to taking the ball from the quarterback, and now all of a sudden he's handling every snap, and he's the one being asked to make the pitches, and it's a tough adjustment.
He's used to catching the pitches, not throwing the pitches, which can be a big adjustment for any player. You know, as they say, the old saying, can be baptized by fire.
And that handoff is to Roseboro as well, and he's tackled for a loss of about 2. So that's going to bring up a long third down and about 15 as Jackson County is going to take a timeout.
Third down. Timeout, Jackson County.
And with that, we're going to go to break, and when we come back, you'll see the Generals move.
Most of us are in touch with the internet in one way or another all day long. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, in touch. PRTC cares about your connection. We know strong, reliable internet with GigaSpire whole home Wi-Fi makes life better. If you need an upgrade or just have a question, get in touch. Call or visit PRTC online today.
So, what are we doing here?
Well, just a trim. Maybe kind of a layered look.
Will you read the sign?
How about some real choice? Like the choices you get with IPTV, new from PRTC. Enjoy free HD and new features like on-screen caller ID. Plus, record 4 programs at once with our HD DVR. PRTC. It's all about you.
All right, we're back with you, and on the 4th down play, the handoff, third down and 15, it's taken by Collett, and he pitches to Roseboro, and he fights to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to set up a 4th down and 15 for the Generals at their own 42-yard line.
We'll bring up 4th down.
So we're down to 8 minutes. Really interested situation here. Jackson County only has 1 timeout, but likelihood of picking up a 4th and 15 pretty slim.
Yeah, and I like the play call here by Coach Sizemore. Your defense has played very well in this second half. They've really contained Lynn Camp's offense. So, we're going to punt this ball away. Hopefully, we've got 8 minutes. I really feel like the way the defense has been playing, we're going to get this ball back.
Yeah, and if you can get a 3 and out, if your defense can force a 3 and out, it'll give you a chance. And that punt is that punt is not very good as our punter kicked it off of our lineman, and the ball's recovered by Linkamp or downed either way by the Generals at their own 36, 37-yard line.
Yeah, kind of a miscommunication there. Linkamp really brought the house, confused the Generals' O-line there, kind of made the punter rush it. However, it almost worked out for Jacob because he kicked it right into him, and then he tried to catch it, and then he dropped it, so he muffed it. So it almost worked out for us, but it did not. But right now, if you're Linkamp, you've got to capitalize on this, kind of put the nail in the coffin here and get into the end zone.
So Wilson's under center. He hands it off to Brody Lane, and he's got a big hole, and he breaks a tackle, and he's got a lot of green out in front of him as he's down to the General 15-yard line where he's finally ridden out of bounds, and he's going to pick up the first down for Linkamp on the run. So Linkamp is going to have 1st and 10 from the General 17-yard line, and clocks to 7 minutes and 36 seconds. And the handoff's going to be given to Brody Lane up the middle. He gains about 2, and he's tackled by a whole host of Generals as they finally closed up some of the lanes that Lane has been gashing them through tonight.
Second down. Main camp.
If you're the Generals here, you've got to have a stop here, Hunter. You've got to keep them out of the end zone, or, because being down the 2-point conversion already.
Yes. The worst of a best case scenario here is if they do get in the end zone that you can hold them, which means you just still need 8 to tie this game up. But you would really love to see the turnover on downs here.
And that ball is going to be pitched up the right side, and they're going to take that down to about the 12-yard line, it looks, where it's going to be 3rd down and 4 coming up for Linkamp.
And again, right now, that's what as a General fan, that's what you're looking for. But from the opposite side, Linkamp, you really know if you can get in the end zone right here and convert on the two-point conversion, you've all but put the nail in the coffin. Just with the way the Generals have been moving the ball here in the last little bit, and also, being down your starting quarterback, that's really hurt the Generals. It's kind of almost eliminating all possibilities of even throwing the ball.
Yeah, and Wilson's over here, and as the penalties on the play, and that's actually a nice break.
Big call right there.
So a false start by Linkamp is going to bring the ball back 5 yards and make it 3rd down again. And now you're looking at going from a 3rd and 4 to a 3rd and a long 9.
Which is very beneficial to the Generals, if you can almost, blow this play up right here and put them in a very long situation. Because one thing you can get into as well, Jacob, is that if they get it maybe 4th and manageable and then they don't get it, you're within inside the 10 there, which is going to be a very bad position for being in the shotgun with a quarterback that's not used to playing center.
And this run is busted to the outside, and he's going to make it into the end zone, but a whole host of penalty flags have come out.
I believe, I know for a fact I saw one holding, but.
So they actually marked him short, but I see 2 different penalties on the play. I'm like you. I imagine the penalty flag in the backfield is holding. And yes, both of them are holding on the offense. So that's going to back Linkamp up again. So this 3rd and 9 is now going to be 3rd and 19. And, it's like you said, Hunter, even from from your original statement, even if they're able to make a stop at 4th and 4, you're still having to look at going 88 yards to score. And now, because of the penalties, Lincamp's backed up all the way to the 25-yard line.
I think one thing, though, that the Generals need to be very careful right here with is respecting Peyton Wilson's ability to throw the football. You know, we've been very true and very respectable with our coverage so far tonight, but this is also a very good position for him to maybe do a little play-action fake, roll to his right like he's known to do, and could really do some damage right here.
Here's the snap, and this is exactly what you looked for, Hunter, and there's another holding penalty on 52 from Linkamp. So whatever happens here, this is going to come back as Wilson's able to get to about the 15-yard line.
And it was an obvious hole, but that was a really good sell, too, by the Jackson County defender as well.
Oh, yeah. I think 52 tried to hold him, but I'm not sure how much he was actually able to impede his process. You're right. That wasn't a really nice sell by the General.
It seemed like probably an obvious hole, but the referee also too is looking when you're the defender and you're throwing both your hands up as the offensive tackle's holding your jersey. That's a key giveaway that it's going to be a hold, and they're going to call that every time.
All right, so this one backs it up now to the 36-yard line, and it is 3rd down and
30.
31.
31.
First down markers at the 8. So here's the snap. Wilson's back under center, and he rolls out left. And he's going to throw downfield, incomplete.
So now you're in a really interesting situation because Linkamp has obviously made it known, though, that they're very capable of converting a 4th and 31 here with their big plays they had in the first half. However, if you turn the ball over on down to, you're putting at the spot right now, it's going to be a lot easier for the Generals to score and could give them a lot more momentum, especially with them being down their starting quarterback. Really like the decision right here by Linkamp's coach to punt the ball, try and pin the Generals back as deep as they possibly can to make this drive a lot longer and harder for the Generals.
And if you're Linkamp's punter here, you're definitely trying to pin them deep without kicking it into the end zone, as that'll bring it back out for the Generals in good field position. And this is going to be a fake, and he's out. Oh no, he's got one man to beat, and he does, and he is going to walk it into the end zone, and that's going to be a touchdown for Linkamp. Although we do have a penalty flag here, it looks like on our near side. On
Linkamp, I already seen the side judge there kind of throw back on Linkamp. False start.
False start.
Oh,
that's.
You talk about a break. That is.
You talk about letting the air out on the other side of the other side over there. Linkamp thinking they had this game all but won, just to realize that they can do it again, but they got to do it they got to get 5 more yards out of it.
And the element of surprise there is definitely a key contributing factor to being able to operate and complete a play like that successfully. So, I sort of look for Linkamp to really punt it this time, but
heck of a play call though there by Linkamp's coaching staff.
I mean, he was going to – he had nothing but green grass in front of him.
No, it was nothing but green grass, and that was it. But, I mean, you can't beat that right there. I mean, that's also kind of high school football at its finest there, going from thinking that you put the nail in the coffin to a false start. So interested to see what happens right here, Jacob.
I'm very interested. So Linkamp breaks the huddle, and they're back in punt formation. He's a little deeper this time. Bad snap, and he's going to try to run it again. He's got a pretty nice game, but he's tackled and fumbles the football. Linkamp recovers, but it's off or not as the Generals are going to take over on downs as it's well short of the yard to gain.
Generals take over on downs.
So right now, it's just, at this point, you've got 4 minutes and 30 seconds to get this ball in the end zone. That's the approach that the Generals have got to take right now with this drive.
And you know, Hunter, one thing I think is going to have to change a little for the Generals is their game plan doesn't necessarily have to change, but the pace in which you do it definitely is going to have to. Our one scoring drive we had earlier
was almost 11 minutes.
Took 11 minutes off the clock, and it's like you said, you've got 4 minutes and 30 seconds to get this thing in the end zone.
And one thing you like to see right now, though, Jacob, I believe Ethan Wilson has come back on the field for this final possession.
So that's a big pickup for the Generals because it allows Collett to go back to his normal position at tailback, and even if Wilson is somewhat limited by his foot injury, he's still an athlete with the ability to sort of make people miss. As he hands it off here to Collett. Collett makes the first man miss, and he's going to be tackled for about a 2-yard loss.
And one thing, too, that probably a lot of people don't realize is that you also have got that position now to where your pitch is going to be a little better.
Oh, yeah, certainly, because you've been asking Collett to do some things that he's not used to doing, and definitely took him out of his comfort zone, and hopefully now that transition and those sort of exchanges will be a lot cleaner here for the Generals as we're down to 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Here's the snap to Wilson. He rolls out left, and this is going to be a quarterback keeper. He's got a nice gain, and he's out to about the 42-yard line, and he's going to be marked down there. So that's going to be third down now, and about 5 or 6 for the Generals, as they are in dire need here of a touchdown.
And again, Jacob, we're in that position to where you know that you've probably got 2 plays right here that you're going to be calling. You don't have to get all 6 yards right here. You would really like just to try and get 3 if possible, and then get 3 more.
So General's back to the line, and this is Wilson now, and he takes the snap and hands it off inside to, I can't tell, I think that's Edwards. And he is down to the 45-yard line. And that's going to bring up, that's going to be 4th down and 2 coming up. Got to be honest, Hunter, here. This is for all intents and purposes the ball game on this play. If the Generals don't pick up this first down, Linkamp can pretty much wash away the clock.
Yeah, and one thing too, Jacob, that I would kind of like to see if the Generals are able to convert this first down is we need to kind of have a little more sense of urgency. Kind of seems like we've got all the time in the world. We've only got 2 minutes left.
Handoff up the middle to Roseboro, and he's going to be stopped about 1.5 yards short. And that's going to be a turnover on downs, and Linkamp is going to take over with 1 minute and 53 seconds left on the clock.
Linkamp takes over on downs.
So Linkamp's going to take over now at the General 46-yard line. Jackson County only has 1 timeout remaining. And so, Linkamp's pretty much going to be able to wash away the clock that's left here.
One thing, too, right here you'd really like to see, Jacob, is just being able to maybe force a turnover, one last, kind of last-dish effort right here.
Wilson's under center, and he takes it and hands it off up the middle to number 26, Lane, and he's going to be tackled at the 40-yard line of the Generals. So that clock just keeps ticking as it's down to 1:43 and Jackson County will call their last timeout.
Timeout, Jackson County. Their last timeout.
We'll just keep it here with you in these final minutes as the Generals try to make something happen. They're looking at a 2nd and 4 here, trying to hold Lynn Camp. They just used their last timeout, and the reality is that we sort of got to hope for a fumbled snap, Hunter, or maybe if Lynn Camp keeps handing the ball off, maybe a tailback fumble. But it's this clock right now is not in the Generals' favor. That's for certain.
One thing, though, Jacob, that, regardless of the outcome, I think one thing that we talk about is that the effort we saw tonight from the Generals seems like we never seen. Sometimes it's real easy for the Generals in the past to have got down on themselves and kind of lay down and roll over and kind of quit. But this group of Generals, I mean, they have fought. They have played whistle to whistle, and they've played just as hard as they could. And that's all you can ask for as a coach and a fan at the end of the day.
Yeah, it certainly is. And that ball is going to be marked just short. And so that's going to be 3rd down and 1. We're down to 1 minute and 25 seconds left on the clock. And, Jackson County doesn't have a timeout here. So if this is really sort of, if this is going to go into game's going to go any further, really got to have a fumbled snap here for the Generals. Clock's down under a minute, and this ball's handed off up the middle to Lane, and he is actually, it'd be in the Generals' best interest to let him go in, and they don't. They tackle him short of the end zone. The clock's still running. Sort of hard to think about it on the fly, Hunter, but if he walks into the end zone and they can stop the 2-point conversion, it's still just a touchdown ball game.
Yeah, and one thing, too, though, that could have, I guess, when you look at it from the Generals' perspective, too, that you got to run into as well, is that it could have been one of those. It seems like that number 26, he's smart enough of a player to know the clock management and the time that he might have just kind of slid or stepped out of bounds and just been able for them to get into the kind of victory formation in this game. But like we said, just really proud of this young group of Generals for fighting and battling and never quitting. And it was a very competitive ball game. This is one of the first games that I can remember from calling it or being in high school or anything like that, of just it being a close game from start to finish. Never seemed like either one team kind of ran away with it in the past. Seems like a lot of times either the Generals would run away with the game or, however, the opposing team would run away with the game. Mm-hmm. And this has been a very close game, and I feel like a very great learning experience for the Generals, because the only way that these kids are going to get better and learn is with the experience of games like this.
Yeah, and that's right. And so Lynn Camp comes out now in victory formation, and Wilson's going to line up under center. He's going to take the snap, and he is going to take a knee, and that is going to end the ball game. And so Lynn Camp is going to come out victorious by a score of 8-6 as they go to 2-3 on the year, and Jackson County falls to a record of 0-5. We'll be back with you with some more right after this. Actually, we're going to take you on home from here. Thanks for checking out Jackson County General Football. This is Jacob Bowling. I've been with Hunter Carroll. Hunter, it's been a pleasure.
It has. A big shout out to Mark Solfridge, Justin Lakes, and TJ Isaacs, our cameraman. Without them, it wouldn't be possible.
All right, thank you all, and we will see you guys for the next Jackson County High School football game. Good night.